Hi guys, my name is Adebayo Abdurafis. In this video, I will mention and explain the tag needed when you are working on a blog. When you are working on a blog, or you are working on a project that will make use of blog, or you are working on a website that you make use of a blog, then you have particular DSHML tags that which you need to know very well when you are working with it. When you are working with the blog. Now let's see number one. Number one, we call blog body. What do I mean by blog body? Blog body is a DSHML tag that retrieve or display the categorized content based on the label name from the post section of the CMS. That means this tag retrieve the post based on the label name from the CMS. So what it means is that it will display the tag with the specified labeling. Now I will try and give a typical example of it. Now let's say it can only be written inside the category page of the template. That means in a template file. That means in the template, as you said earlier in the previous video, that when you are making a template, we have a category file, we have index, we have landing, error and error. So this blog body, so we used to use it inside a category page. Now it must be used inside a category page. Let's say it is also a case sensitive, that means it should be in lowercase. It can be written using two methods. That means you can use it in two methods. So that we use the blog body, which is the DSHML tag, or we use DS parent as the attribute to div and URL tag. Now let's see the attribute. You have name, description, widget, index, title length, content length, and count. What about the parameters? You have title, you have name, content, image, you have videos, you have audio, you have link, you have link 1 to link 4, you have author, you have date, you have comment, you have first letter, you have ID, social link, you have social link 2 to social link 4, you have time, you have name. Now let's see a typical example of it. Now we are using the already created template. Now let's use the already created template. Then the template is among the file you download from our GTO. Let's try and upload it. Let's upload it. Let's come to Teams. Let's upload it. So once we download the CMS from the GTO, after we extract the file, this is what's going to show us, which is the DordStream this IV. So the file will consist of the database DordStream, which is the CMS and the templates. Now we can choose any template from here. So let's choose this. Let's use this trendy template because we want to use it as an example, because this trending template is a blog template as well. Now let's apply it. Let's apply it. So wait for it to notify us. So it has successfully applied. Now let's view it and let's see the look before we proceed. So this is the look now. So now let's go to templates and let's see the example using the blog body. And now see, we are creating a template. We mentioned the required file, I mentioned the optional file. But here we are creating your blog templates. There are some required files which you need, that is compulsory for you when you are creating your blog or you are working on with blog. Now we see we have a category. We have a category which is compulsory. We have a page and we have a post. Then we have index, landing, and error. All these files listed, they are compulsory when we are working on a blog. Now let's see the category page. Now, as we said earlier, that the category page is the page that contains of the HTML content that will display when we are retrieving the content based on the label name. I would say we use blog body tag inside the category page. Now let's see example. Now we say we have two methods of writing the code, writing the blog body tag. Now let's see from here before we proceed. Now let's see what we mean by blog body tag. Let's see now from this website down. I click, it shows news. Now let's click on news, and we know the news is the label name from this CMS. Now let's see from this post. This news, these are the label names. This is the label name. Sorry, this is the label names. As you can see, it is news. So for us to view the post that is specified by the label name. Now let's see the URL. See, we specify the label name once. So this is the main function of the blog bodies for us to retrieve the post based on the specified label name. As you see now, we specify names that want you to retrieve the post with labeling news to only show us all posts that is under news. Shows all posts that is under news. Now let's see. I will say we can write it in two ways. Now let's see. Now this is the first method. Now we say we can use ds parent and specify it as body with ul and div class. So that is only HTML. That's only two HTML tags we can use it with. We can use ds parent with. Now let's see. Let me remove this and let's see now. Now let's first use the first method. Now the first method is to use the blog body. Now let's use the blog body. And we said when you're using the blog body, we have the attributes, we have the compulsory attributes, and we have the optional attribute. Now let's type in the compulsory one. Now let's see, you have the ds name, then we'll call it the body of blog, or I'll call it blog body. And let's see the description. So you can put description, anything. You can say the blog body. Say body of blog. Let's just use this. Now let's specify the count you want to display. Now the count is not even necessary here, because using this blog body will display at least 20 or 25 for you if you have more content to display it and show a navigation page here, so that you can navigate to any page you want. That's the function of this pagination. Now as you can see, we have a pagination tag as well, so it's just for us to navigate, instead of it should show all the content you have in the CMS. So it should only display like 30. I think it should display like 30 and display the navigation, so that you can navigate to any page. You can click on next or navigate to any page. So the ds content is not needed, so it's not compulsory, it's not needed. Now let's check for the title link. Now okay, before the title link, now let's see. As we said earlier in the previous video, or anytime we are working with DSHTML direct, so the parameters always take the value. The parameters is always the value of ID. It's always the value of ID. So ID attribute, which is the HTML tag, and let's use the attribute now. Yeah. So here now I want to retrieve the image from the retrieved post. Now we'll specify the attribute, which is the parameters. Specify the parameter, which is the image ID. Now let's say we want to retrieve the link, the post link as well. Use the ID. They have the link. Then here we want it. The main function of the parameter is that, for example, now this image, now it will change the src value to the retrieved to retrieve image. Now that means the post you retrieve, the image inside the post, it will change it. Now let's say this link, that it will change the href to the direct link to the post. What about this title too? It will change the spam content to the retrieved title. Let's see now. Put title. Now, so you want it to display for the author name. The author name. It will change the content. The author name. That means the author that made the post. Here to display the time. The time. So here we'll display the content. So I'm working on the first method. Here we display the content. Now let's save it and let's see. Let's cross check in case if there's any mistake there. As you can see. Okay, now let's reload it and let's see. So this it works. Let's see this is the author name. The author name is DordStream. Then the posted time, which is 1 day ago. This is 1 day ago by DordStream. This is the title name. This is the title name. So once we click on it, it will direct us to the link. And then that's as you can see, this is the name to it. So now this is the first method now which you make use of. Now we can set the DS title length, can set the DS title content as well. Then if we know the content here is too much, then if you know the title here is too much, then want to reduce it, then we can also set it for it. Now let's work for the second method. Now before we proceed on this second method, now as you can see, now we make use of the block body as a children to the DL, which means that it's going to append the li, this li tag, the ul. So once he retrieve the post, to retrieve everything and replace it, then we try to iterate it and append it to the ul tag. That's the first method. Now the second method we only takes the parameter, which is the DL parent. Let's see, let's clear this. Let's clear it. Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't close the body here, but it also works. But don't forget, don't forget, once we use the open tag of the DSHTML, then we have to close it as well. Now let's use the DDS parent, which is the second method, which I said you can only use it with ul tag and div class, which is the div, which is the HTML tag. Now once we're using the attribute, you have to use it with the parent elements. Now let's see with this HTML content, HTML element. Now you can see ul is the parent of the li. Now let's use the parent, ds parent. Yes, use the ds parent. So we're assigned to be body because it's the block body now. Now let's see the block body. Now just to put a ds name, you can call it block body. You can also put ds description. But you can also leave it, because we are not using DS HTML tag, so we are only using it with HTML tag. So it is not needed. It's only needed when you're working with, when you're using DSHTML tag directly. Now let's change the parameters there. We're not using parameters here. We are using attribute, which take one as the values now, because we are using it with direct HTML container. Now let's see. Now I want to retrieve the image here as a DS image. Then we'll assign it to be 1. What about the link as well? We'll say DS link, it has to be 1. How about the title? We're going to change title to be DS title, which will be assigned to be 1. So you can see. What about the author? Put DS author, which is assigned to be 1. Now what about the time? Let's put DS time, which is assigned to be 1. What about the content? That we use as DS content, which is assigned to be also 1. So as you can see now, because we use it directly with HTML, because we don't use the DSHTML tag, use it directly with HTML tag. There's different. So the two works the same thing. They perform the same function. They perform the same function just to retrieve from the post from the CMS. Now let's save it. Let's save it and view it. Let's see. Let's reload the page. Let's see. As you can see, you see it also gives us the same function. So it also displays the same thing. So we can use the two methods. It is you that will prefer or choose the one you think it is more simpler for you to work with. So this is all about blog tag, blog video, and before we proceed, to have what we call pagination. Now let me explain what is pagination, and let's see now let's see pagination. Now we call pagination tag. Now pagination tag is a DSHTML tag that retrieve or display the total number of posts divided by the total number of displayed posts from the post section of the CMS. Now that is what we call page index. Then what I mean by page index, that means to show the page index. It will show the total pages you have on your in the CMS. Sorry. And how does it calculate the pages? So it will calculate it with the total pages you have on the CMS with the displayed one. So to calculate it and display you the total page, with the link, so that you can navigate to the page you want, and you can also navigate to next or preview. So that's the main use of pagination tag. It is also case sensitive. It can be written in 2 methods as well, which is pagination, because you can see it, and also a div or UI tag, which using DS parent must set to pagination. That you have to set to pagination. Then the attribute name description, then the parameter names, which is the page index. This page index is to show the number of pages, and the link it will shows the link directly to navigate to the page. Now let's see a typical example of it. Now let's see, we have a pagination here. Let's see, we have a pagination here. We have pagination. We have the li. We have the as you can see, we have a called page link. This ID link. It will replace href here with the link directly to the page, and this spam ID page index, it will show the page numbers. The reason why we don't see the page number here, because because we don't have enough content in the CMS, and if you count this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 now it's not up to like 20 or 30 now. And even if you have more than 30 content, it's only display like 30 content here, and we display the navigation so that we can navigate to see the next post, the next content as well, because we have insufficient content here. So that's why it doesn't display, because there's no, because this is the only page. It's only have one page now. It's only have one page, so that's why we don't, there's no need of navigating to any page. Then since it's only one page, so that's why it doesn't show. Then when you're working with you, when you have more content, the CMS, that you show and show the link and the page navigation so that you can navigate to the page. That's the main function of the pagination. So we can also write it in two ways. So either we use the pagination tag, or we use it as, or we use the parent now. So pagination. So you can say, you can move this, and don't forget that anytime you're using DS parent with UL and div class, don't forget that we are not using that. It won't recognize the parameters then which we use with the ID. We only use the DS link, which is the attribute. Let's assign it to 1. Then here will be DX page index, which we got to 1 as well. So this will also give us same result we want. It will also give us same result we want. The first method and the second method, just for you to choose the simpler method. So you can save it. So now let's go to the next tag. And this tag we used to use, we don't use this tag when you're working on a blog. Now let's see. Okay, now let's go for a recent post tag. What do you mean by a recent post tag? Recent post tag is a DSHML tag that retrieve or display posts that are ordered by post date from the post section of the CMS. Then what do you mean by a recent post? That means it means for it to retrieve a post from the CMS. Now based on this, you order it with the posted date. Now that means the date you post it, so it will order it based on the date and the time. It's also case sensitive. It is written using two methods. So you can also write it in two methods. Either we use the recent post, or we use DSHML, which is sent to parents, and using div and UL as well. It has the same attributes with blog body, but it's just different with the exclude. That means DS label exclude. DS label exclude means if you have a label name that you want to exclude, that means you don't want the label name to display. The difference between the recent post and the blog body is that the blog body, you have to write it in a category post, but this recent you can write it in any page. Any page. So the recent post will display or will retrieve all posts. So it doesn't specify with the specific label name or not. No, it will display everything for you, but you order it with the posted date. It also has the same attributes, which is the title. Get the title of the post, get the name of the post, get the full content, get the image from the post, get the video, get the audio link from the post. Then we get the link to the link for the author name, the dates, the comment count, the first letter ID, which is the ID to the post. So we'll get it. Now let's see a typical example of it. Now let's see. So it can be written in any files, maybe landing, maybe page, maybe post, maybe any. Now let's check for the index now. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Okay, we'll have feature post here. Yeah, feature post here. Now let's check the landing. Let's see. As you can see here, I can see a recent post here. You know the word from English, the word recent means the recent post. It is the same thing. It's the same thing. The recent post is the same thing with the English, the word recent. That means for you to want to get the recent post. Let's see now. We use the recent post tag here. Then we say we want the count, should be DS count. Sorry. This is the old method. This is the old method. DS length. As you can see now, I have called DS. This is the DS count. DS title length. That means it will display 8 for us from the recent post. So it display the 8. That means we want it to display the 8 from the CMS. As you can see, make use of ID. This is the image. Make use of date, time. It's written the same thing as blog body. Whether I use it direct post, whether I use the DSHM tag or use DS parent. So in order for us to reduce these things, to just like to explain it. Now in the PDF, we have example for the two methods there as well. Now as you can see, now I have a recent here. We have a recent with count of 8. That it means it will display 8 for us. It will display the 8 post, and we say the DS title length. That means the anywhere we use the parameters of title, it will only return the title of 5 length. Let's see, do we make use of title? Yes, let's see this title here now. The length of the title that will display will be 25. So we also have a DS content length. Then if you make use of content parameters here, so it will only display the specified length for us. Now let's view it and let's see. This is the landing page, which is the first page. Let's see. Yes, these are the recent posts. Now let's, for us to see, now let's just so that we want it to display to post for us. Now let's see. Let's reload the page and let's see. So as you can see now, you can see this, that it displays 2 posts for us. And we will say we want it to display 2 for us. Then if we want more than 2, like here we say 1, let us say we want 10 here. So save it. So for better understanding, the template will, because we also add the template to the to our GT hub. Then you can go there. And once you download the DordStream file or this DordStream folder, then the template is inside and the tutorial PDF inside. You can also open the template and check the code inside. Let's see. Yes, as you can see, we display it here. And let's use this second method and let's see. Let's use the second method. The second method we say we use it with the parent tag. Let's see, DS parent. Yes, recent. That means we want a recent post. Now we say want count. Want it to display 10. I want the DS title length. We have title length 25 now. Now let's clear this. And don't forget that anytime we are using DS parent or we are using it with div or UL HTML tag, so we have to make use of the attribute, not the parameters now. And let's see DS image. We will assign to 1. Then here 2, because we want the name. DS 1, which is the name. So which is the label name. Let's see the date as well. Let's see. The date This one mean the link. This for the link. This for the title. For the title. Let's see for the title, date. Let's save it and let's see. Let's view it. Let's see. Now, so you can see this. It shows this give out the same results with the first method and the second method as well for the recent post. So it gives us the same thing. So this is how the blog tag, the recent post, work out the future post as well. So this is how we are going to be writing it. Using the two methods, they have the same parameters, they have the same attributes as well. So now let's move on to another tag, which we call future. Future post. Then what about my future post now? So this is post tag. What about feature post? Now, feature post is the DS tag that retrieve or display posts that are ordered by the label name from the post section of the segment. Now the feature post is it will order it by the label name. If you want to see now to see the truth confused with the blog body. The blog body is used to specify, it will display the post specified by the label name, so it only display on each label name. That means the label name is specified. But this feature post, it will order it by the label name, so it will display all posts ordered by the label name. It will just order it by the label name. That's the difference between the blog post and the blog body. Now let's see the difference between the recent and the future post is that future post, the post will be ordered by label name, when the recent post will be ordered by the date you post the content now. So it is also case sensitive. Yes, it can be written using two methods as well. We have a future post and we have to call using the either div or UI tag, which you set the DS parent and set to future. So for you to make use of the second method now to retrieve the future post from the so it also has the same attribute with the blog body, the recent post. It also has the same attribute and the same parameters as well. Now let's see it, book an example of it. Let's see. I think I saw it in index 5 now. Now let's see future post. So as you can see, this future post, sorry, this is the previous version, it's not the newer version. Now let's see now. And let's say future post now. This is the future post. Future post and recent post, they have the same tag. It's just that the function is different. The function is that it will retrieve ordered by the label name, while the recent one is to retrieve ordered by the date. But they have the same way of writing. That means the same attributes, the same parameters, the same parameters and everything. So once you can write the recent and the black body, so you don't have any problem with this future post as well, because you also use the same parameters. So use the parameters, and once you use the div class, use it DS like this parent. It's future and to change the parameter there to attributes now. So now let's view it and let's see. It's an index file, which is, let's see, because in landing page here we don't make use of landing framework design. As we see the landing page here, let's see, so make use of another framework, not the one we're using, as you can see, because it is a full HTML content now. I know we say if we don't want to use the layout and the index file, that means we have to write a full HTML document. Now you can see the full HTML5 document. So it's used different layout. So it's, and let's see for the category. See, category is just ordinary the content, not full HTML content. That means this category make use of the same layout with this index. So now let's see. So that's where we see the feature post now. As you can see, so this is the feature post. These are the feature posts. As you can see, these are the feature posts. See, these are the feature posts. So I think that's all. Then next, I will call the next one. I will call post type. Then I will call post type. Then what do we call post type now? Post types. Post type tag is the DSHTML tag that retrieve or display the post based on the specified label name from the post section of the this post type is for us to retrieve. And sorry, the feature post, we can use it in any pages, any file. We can use it in any pages. It's not necessary for us to use it in a category. You can use it in any page. You can use it in index. You can use it in landing as well. What about the post type? The post type you can also use it in any page, any pages. You can use it in any page. Now let's see now what do we mean by the post type. Post type is for us to specify the type of the content we want from the CMS. Now we specify it within the code, not within the URL, because you know in the blog body it is the URL. We specify the label name from the URL, but this one will specify it from the code. Now let's see, it is also case sensitive. You know, we can also write it using two methods now. So the post type and the div URL, which we say the DS parent with the label name. It also has the same attribute with the features and recent posts as well. Have it mean, description, budget, title, length, content, the count, and also has the same parameters as well. Now let's see a typical example of this, and let's see what we mean by the post type now. Now let's see. Okay, now we have this sorry, this is these old versions. This old version. Now let's see. We have the way do we make use of post type now. Now let's see. Now we say we have when we have a label name with story, I want to retrieve only the story from the CMS. I want you to display only the story, so that it won't display any other post. It won't display any other content except from the story. I want you to display only story from it. That's why I make use of the post type. As you can see, you have the post types. As you can see, we specify the type, because we have to specify the type as well. We have to specify the type, and we said we want it to display the index of with 0. That means the first position now. That means the post that is in the first position in the CMS now. So that we display we want the first position for us. That's why we make use of the DS index. And we said we want it to, okay, now let's see the post now. Now let's see the post. See, we have news. See, we have news here. So everyone wants it to display all the news for us now. Then we say we want it to display the news. So we want it to display the news for us now. Now let's see. Let's save it. Let's use an index file. So the index file should be here. Now let's see. So as you can see now, you see it display the type for us, which we say we only need from the first position now. That means we only need for you to display the content that is in first position. So that is in first position, as we see now. You see from here too. You see. So you can see, you have a debited for 17 branded. That is to display from the first position now. Then that is the main function of the post type. So we can also use it to display more than one. You can also use DS count with it, just like the same with the recent post and the future post as well. So you can also write it in two ways, using the DS parameter as well. You can also use it with DS parameter as well. So I think that's all that's all what we need about the post type. Now let's move on to multiple labels. What about the multiple labels now? Well, multiple labels. Oh, sorry, use feature post. Multiple labels is a DSHML tag. So sorry about the feature post tag here. So the mistake. So be multiple label. The tag of the method that retrieve or display posts that grouped by label name from the TMS. It is used to retrieve or display a text and label name from the TMS. No duplicate label name will be displayed. That means that we display the content for you without duplicating the label name. Now unless it's also case sensitive, it can also be written in two ways, the same as other tag as well, which is the future, recent, and post type. Also it comes out they have the same attribute and the same parameter as well. They have the same parameters as well. And let's say typical example of it, and let's tell me by multiple label. Now let's see, we used to use multiple label here. The one we want to display only the label name. That is when we used to use the label, the multiple label. Now let's see now. Let's say we have a multiple label, and before we proceed, let's say from the post section here, as you can see, you have a duplicate label name. You have the first one, which is the news, So it's for us that want to display the label name without the duplication of the name. That is when we make use of multiple labels. That means we display the label name. Now let's see here, say we should display the label name, but want it to exclude a called DS exclude. That means we want it to exclude story. That means it's to display all but the story, but it will include the story. Now let's save it and let's see. Now let's see. So this is the multiple label, and the multiple label inside this category. As you can see, we only have news. Let's check the content then, so that you see. When you check the content, we only have news label. We don't have any other label. So that is why it only shows only one label. As you can see, it doesn't show a duplicate. It only shows the label name. You can see, which is news. So it only shows the label name, which can also be written into two ways. Now let's see. This is the first method. Now let's try the second method as well. And let's try the second method, which is the DS parent, which you assign it to label. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention about something when we are working on with the post label using the second tag, because we said from here because I'm written C way, that means the DS parent must be set to the label name. That means when you're using the second method, now use the div and HTML tag. Now if you want to display the post type, you have to specify this parent with the label name you want to retrieve. I have to put it with the label name you want to retrieve. That is what the DS parent will take as a value. Now for the multiple labels, and let's see the second. Now let's try the second method, and let's see what it gives us. Now you see we specify the DS parent to the label. Now let's clear it. The one you're working with, we really use attributes, not parameters. Other than the name, yes, one now. Now let's see it. Let's see what it gives us. As you can see, it gives us the same value. So it gives us the same result as well. So as you can see, everything is working fine with the first method and the second method. So it is used that will prefer the best method, or the simpler one. Sorry. Now let's move on to the next. We have got multiple comments. This multiple comment is a, let's see, multiple comment is not, let's see, multiple comments tag is a DS HTML tags that retrieve the whole comment from the comment section, and that means for us, that means when we want to retrieve from the comment section, and that will make use of the multiple comments. Now it's also a case sensitive, it can be written into method as well. It can multiple comment, and we're going to use a div or URL as well, which is the we set the DS parent to the comment. That's the attribute of name, description, index, and count. So those are the parameter of name, content, image, date, first letter, ID, and time. That means the comment time. Have the name, the name of the comment, the contents, the image, and the date. Now let's see a typical example of it. Now let's move on to, because we only use comment multiple comments with post with post. That means it must be written inside a post tag. Sorry, post file. Must be written inside the post file. As you can see, we have the form ID, the extraction, which is the comment, because you have to comment based on particular post. So that means it has to go with the post. Now let's view it and see. Now for purposes, let's see, this is the comment section. Let's open it. So it's as you can see, we really have one comment here which title Ekiti Banje victory must inspire us for more, says Tinubu. Now let's see. Now let's see post. Let's see by Tinubu. So this is now. Let's open it. As you can see, this is the comment. That means the comment you comment. There's the comment you commented on the particular post, because you have to. Because before you can comment, you have to comment on a post. You can't comment, you have to comment on a post. Then, so that is why it must go with the post. That means the comment, multiple comments must go with the post. So you can also write it in two ways, like others. You can also write it in two ways. Either use multiple comments, and let's see here. Let's see, we use multiple comments here. We use multiple comments here. So you can see we use multiple comments here. So set the name, which is multiple comment, as well, which is this description. This also say multiple. Can you use multiple? Can use multiple comment as well. So you can also write it in two ways. The first method and the second method as well. So it's still the same thing. It's still the same procedure. It's still the same procedure. The way we wrote blog body, future post, recent post. So it's still the same thing. So let's proceed to another one. Let's see what we call multiple pages. Now multiple pages is a tag. That means a DS HTML tag. It's a DS multiple pages. Multiple pages is a DS HTML tag that retrieve or display all the pages from the page section of the. So that means if you want to retrieve the page from the page section, that's what make use of multiple pages. It's also a case sensitive. It can be written using two methods of the multiple pages. Then we also use it with the DL and URL tag, which we set the parent to set to page. Now the one we set the DS parent page to also retrieve for us for the page. Then you have the attribute of name, description, widget, index, and count. So also the parameter of the same parameter with other name, image, audio, content. Then that's the parameters are. Now let's see a typical example of it. Let's see a typical example of it page. So, and you know, the page tag must be written in a page of HTML file. So you have to be okay. No, sorry, you can write it in any page, in any file. You can write it in any file. You can write it in any file. Now let's see, since it's written inside the index file. Now let's see. let's say from multiple pages. Now let's see multiple pages. As you can see it here, see you have a name. Sorry, this is the old version. This is the old version. Let's see, because you have to add a DS to it, so that's the new version of this software. Now let's say you have multiple pages. Now so we said you should display the multiple pages, and from this page section here, the multiple pages will come down here and retrieve. You know, we have like 3 pages here. We have about us, we have contact us, we have privacy. So we say we want to display the multiple pages now. Then let's load the page and let's see. So as you can see now, it displays the pages for us. Display about us, contact us, privacy. So this is the 3 pages we have, and it displays it for us. So we can also write it in 2 methods as well, using DS parameter with div and UI as well. So as you can see now, we see that we see the uses of multiple pages, and we want to retrieve the page from the CMS now. That's when we make use of it. Now let's proceed now. Let's proceed. Let's see. We also have to call, okay, we've mentioned the pagination. Now we have called single post now. Then what do you mean by single post? The word single and post, that we want to retrieve a single post. That we want to retrieve a single post from the CMS now. Single post tag is a DSHML tag that retrieves or displays single post from the post section of the CMS. Then if you want to retrieve a single post, that means based on the post URL, based on the post ID, that means you want to read a particular post, that means you want you to view the whole content, then that's when we make use of single post. It can only be used in a post.html. That means we can use it in a file which is the post.html file. That's when we can only use the tag now. It is used when when reading post content through the URL on the web browser. That means when we are reading, that's when we make use of it. Also case sensitive, we can also write it in 2 ways, the same as others, like single post. The second method is to specify instead of in the previous or in the recent blog and futures, we make use of DS parent, but here because it's single, they make use of DS single parent now. They will make use of DS single parent and assign it to post. We set the value to post. Now the attribute, you have a name and description. What about the parameters? They also have the same. Now let's see a typical example of it now. Now before proceed, and let's see. And we say it's normally written in a post. In a post now, let's see. Have to normally written in a post. Now let's see. Now this is the post file. As you can see, this is the HTML contents, and see, we have a single post here. That it means we want to read the particular post. Let's see. We have the post here. Let's see. It's for us to design how we want the looks like. Then let's see now. Then let's view it and let's see what shows us. Let's see. Now this is this single post for us, and we want to read a particular post based on the post URL, based on the post ID. Sorry. Let's see this Amazon set to see Jumia others market share. This is the link. This is the link that will lead us to where we read the post. So this is where we read. So what this single post does is that it will retrieve the post for you based on the post ID, which is going to display it here. And don't forget we used to use multiple comments with a single post because of the because we can't comment alone, we have to comment on a post. Then that will make use of it. As you can see, you have a multiple comment inside the post.html as well. Now let's see now, and we say you can, and we said we can use it in 2 methods. Now this is the first method. So the second method now we can make use of it with the single parent. When we use the single parent, we'll change this attribute now, change these parameters now to attributes now. So you can see this parameter will change to attribute. It's just the same way, just the same way we wrote recent post, and everything is the same, but just that in the recent post we use DS parent, but in single we use DS single parent. We specify it to post so that we should have want to display the particular post. Now let's proceed now. Now let's move on to single page now. What about single page? Single post and single page, they are the same thing now. Single post and single page, they are the same thing now. That means just the difference is that if you want to read a page, you want to read the page contents now, then that's what make use of single page, and you have to use it in the page.html file. It's written in the page.html file. Yes, this one is in post.html file. It can only be written in the page.html file. That's only maybe every time you use a single tag. Now let's see. Let's how it says can be written also in two ways, like others which we said is there single parent. We set it to page. You have the name. You have the same attribute with single post and the same parameter with single name. Now let's see now. Let's see a typical example of it. It says must be written a page now. Now let's see. As you can see now, we have this class here, and we have a called simple page here. We have a simple page. Now let's save it and let's see. That means we want to read a page content. Now let's see. Let's click on about us now. As you can see now, as you can read a page contents now. That means we read the content here. That is the content that it is inside the page in the CMS now. That's the main function of the single page and the single post now. Let's use this second method and let's see. The second one is use the parent, the single parent, which is set to 1. Sorry, the single parent set to page. That means we want a single page. Now we have to know this. Don't set this to. Don't set this content. I'll set it to 1, because any time I'm using the tag with a URL and the div, so we'll make use of the DS attribute, the HTML attribute, which always take 1 as the value. Now let's see. Now let's reload and let's see. As you can see, it gives us the same results. So we can use the two methods. So we can use any of it, either of it. So I think that's all about the single page. Now let's talk about the last one, which is the widget tag. What do we mean by the widget tag now? Let's see. Then what do we mean by the widget tag? Widget tag is a DSHTML tag which is stored in DordStream to interpret the children element as a widget. That means the children tag, it will interpret it as a widget on the CMS. It is a tag used when indicating the children element as a widget and show on adding widget section of the CMS. It has no attribute and parameters, parameterless. So that it has no parameters. Sorry, it was typographical. It has no attribute and parameter. It's also case sensitive, and it can be used on widgets and children. Now let's see a quick example of it now. Let's see. Note when you're writing a widget, it has to be in the index file. That means the widget has to be written in index.html, because the CMS will go through the index.html and check the one we use for widget. Now let's see we have empty widget here. So to this the widget tag, which is the HTML tag, which indicates that any widget that be here. And note, when we are working with widget, it has to be a DSHTML tag. You can't use the other method as widget. No, you have to use the DSHTML tag. Now let me use a simple example. Now let me copy one DSHTML tag here, and let's use it as widgets. So that you understand. Okay, now let's use these post types now. Let's use these post types. Now let's use these post types now. Let's use post types. Let's use it. It's to interpret the children. This post type is the children to the as well. Now for us to interpret as a widget, we have to add a widget to it. Widgets which we assign to the widget. Then let's add a name to it, which we call, let's have a new news tag. Let me news tag have a description. There's description. Let's see the description. Let's call it display news. I'm going to display news for us now. And let's see now we've put it as the children to watch it now, and let's see the results is for us. Now we are working on, now we are using the widget tag now. So the widget will interpret the children. That means the children content, interpret it now. That means we select the CMS interpret as a widget. That means you can add widgets later. That means in the layout. Now let's see, now we will come to add widgets. As you can see now, you have a display, you have a news tag. Then this news tag now, it is the news here. It is the widget here we create. So we can add it to any tag later. We can also add it to any tag later. That's also a post tag. So you can see this is the name. You name it a news tag. That's what we display at the news at the widget section here, because the news tag. So we can also add it. Let's see. So now we've added it to the top section. Then once we load the page, then we'll see there. See there. Sorry, it is not to show index, because the landing page has its own design framework. So it only shows when we use the layout, the index layout. Let's see from here. Let's see from here. As we can see now, do you see that it has added the news widget to the top section of it? So that's the main function of the widget. So we can also remove it as well. So once we click on it, good. So once we click on it, as you can see, we've removed it. So if we reload the page, then we see that we've removed it. So that is the main function of the widget, and that is why we make use of widget. So to make use of widget, let's assume that we make use of widget, we're going to have another like tag that wants our client or our